What's up, everybody? Sparrowwood again here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Space Engineers, bringing you another game update. So like the past few episodes beforehand, this one may run a little bit shorter just because there's not a whole lot to show off. So basically, let's get right into the changelog. The first thing is assembler cooperation. This is a little interesting. It's kind of one of those things that I didn't know would be a good thing, but it really is. Well, no, it would be. I didn't think I'd think about it. Like, it wasn't something I would have thought to been like, hey, they should add this. Although some people might have. So what I'm doing here is putting down assemblers. So this should be assembler 2. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that I just put down. So there's this new cooperative mode, right? So what I'm going to do is set 2, 3, 4, and 5. And actually, let's set 2 not to cooperative mode. And I'm going to turn 1 off for now. Okay. So we have these 4 assemblers to work with. So this one is not in cooperative mode, and these 3 are. What that basically does is it kind of delegates this stuff. And you have enable or disable cooperative mode, enable or disable repeat mode. So now this is a little interesting to me. I guess that would have to be active, but it looks like you just need to check it in the control panel. I'm not really sure why you have to check it in the production tab. Oh, there it goes. So it's anything in production or in cooperative mode is set to that, I guess. Okay, that makes sense. Now let's make sure. Okay, so this has it disabled, but the production queue is set to cooperative. Okay, I got you. And you can only have repeat or production on at one time. You can't have them both. I did see that in the changelog. So basically, what this means is if you were to add a bunch like this, right? I don't think it'll make it because I don't have any steel. The queue is then transferred over, and each assembler will work on something else. It's basically you have one... The short version, let me see if I can summarize this, is you have the one assembler that's not in co-op mode, that is basically set up to be the main queue. It's where you select things, it's where its primary queue for the production is set up. And then these are essentially like delegation assemblers. Like you can't... I don't know if you actually can add things to the queue. I don't believe you can. Apparently you can. Okay, you can. So it's essentially that you have like a main, and then you have 3 delegated assemblers that if you have all of them linked and they're in cooperative mode, when this one starts working on something, all 3 of these will work on things as well. So like that, if you've got this many steel plates, actually, let's see if we do have some steel. So let's go ahead and put that in here and see if we can't... I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, there it goes. So they're getting iron and making steel plates, as you can see. Although why it's... Hold on. Does that need to be turned on? I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little confused. That's kind of the theorem of how it's supposed to work, is you queue up one and then maybe it's because it's not enough. Required and available. Hold on. Let's try this. What happens if we put this on? I don't know what it's doing. So I'm probably doing something wrong. Okay, this just went ahead and did it when I turned that off. It's not like delegating it to other assemblers, which is really weird. It may be the fact that I don't have enough. Let's do this. Let's see if we can't find the steel here. I hate that. I have a program that opens every time I hit like the Shift F10 thing. It's really aggravating. So let's do like this. Oh geez. I feel like I've done that before. Let's try this again. Will you hold? If we just... Nope. 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 Not gonna work. Alright, well, that's interesting. I'm trying to do a good example, but this is not working out very well. Maybe I don't need that many. Let's just try, like, I think, what did it say, like 3? Can I... Ah! I got you! Okay, there we go. Okay, now let's put... We'll just go ahead and put another one over here. Actually, we don't need one. This is fine. We'll work with it. Alright, so I want to turn this off, because I think that's necessary, but I'm not entirely sure. That's steel plates. Dang it. Alright, well... I need an iron ingot, actually, if I want to show... I apologize. I kind of feel like I know what I'm doing, but I usually don't. Ah! Gotcha. Okay. Now, there we go. Okay, so these are not getting anything. It's 3008. This is set up to be in the queue, but it's not in co-op mode. Enable or disable cooperative mode. Perhaps... This is just a guess. I really don't understand why it's not working. Because it's supposed to work. But it's not getting any of the iron and it's not processing it. Let's try... Well, actually, this is all... Wait a minute, what is it all yellow for? Or yellow. Wow, I'm colorblind. Why is it all... Iron ingot available 22? What is it talking about? It's got 3,000 in here. That is very strange. I don't understand that at all. It's probably because I'm in creative mode. Or something. Anyways, I'm not gonna derp around with it. You get the idea, though, even though this was the worst possible way to explain it. The idea is you have a main assembler where you pick everything and, you know, set up your production queue, and then you have other dummy assemblers that it ships everything to, gives everything to, and it widens your assembly line that you can have more than one assembler working on it at one time is basically what it's for. And I don't know why this isn't working, because I followed most of the steps that I saw in the dev video. Unless I just saw it wrong, or it's because it's in creative and it's not producing it correctly. Anyways, next one is volumetric explosions have been modified. So before you had the same explosions all the time, and now the armor actually absorbs levels of the impact. So what I'm going to do is throw together a quick platform here, like so, and then make this heavy block, like so. That's good enough. And then we're going to grab this ship, and give us our weapons. So for this, you can see that they don't instantly get blown up like they used to. The damaging is a little bit different. That was one shot of 2 rockets. That's at 2, 3, and at 3 you're poking holes. Okay? Now the interesting part as well is they've added to where the armor actually absorbs the damage. So until it is no longer in a high enough durability to protect it, it will actually protect the stuff on the other side of it. So, like, the armor is damaged there, but the reactor is still intact. But if we keep shooting it, then eventually the armor will break. And you can see the reactor is still fine right there. Still okay. And now the reactor's blown up. So basically there is a level of protection that you have now on the armor blocks that before the blast would come through anything on the other side, kind of like this when I drop the plates. It would just blow a hole through it and damage everything. So this actually gives you a reason to use like heavy armor. So that's at 4, 5, 6. Wow. They weren't kidding. 7, 8. Is this just glitched, or is this really that heavy? I don't know why my ship is so floaty here. Man, this just is really heavy armor. Okay, I'm wondering if that's almost a glitch, because I don't think it's supposed to be quite that durable, but it could be. It could be because I'm not actually doing that much damage with these small rockets. Oh, there we go, we're through. And we blew up the reactor on the other side. So you can see that because it's actually... They did volumetric explosions now, there's variance that I'm assuming... I can't actually confirm this, but I'm assuming that if you use bigger rockets, like from these large ships, they will do more damage. But I'm not entirely positive about that. We can test that theory, though. There's one. There's one. Okay. And let's throw down a cockpit down here. And where's the missile turret? Missile turret. There you are. Control. Where am I? There we are. Now, you do have to take into account, though, that this is large blocks now, too. So it's a large-to-large ratio. But yeah, you can see that it's actually a different damage calculation now that there's actually a purpose to having heavy blocks. You can put things in a shield on the other side and they won't get damaged as easily because it has to get through the armor now. So that's really cool. That will make a big impact on things, I imagine. The next thing is welder settings, help others. So this is interesting. It's basically for if you're in a world where you don't have ownership of the block, but you have like a welding ship type of thing, that when you go in to the welder, there's a help others option, and when this is on, it basically from what I understand, I could be wrong, but it kind of ignores the owner of whatever block. So if this was a different block, or not a different block, if this was owned by someone else on a server, normally you would not be able to go over and weld this. But if you have help others on, it will allow you to actually weld this even though you're not the owner of the block. So that's an interesting little twist that I'm wondering how that will have applications on multiplayer servers and things like that. The next one... Okay, these last two aren't really something I can really showcase. The default world size is now 20 kilometers. You can still adjust this in the options menu, but it's defaulting to 20 when you make a new world. Arc furnaces can now also refine nickel and cobalt, not just iron. So again, the same applications apply, that it works faster and more efficient and with less power, but now you can refine nickel and cobalt as well as iron. The antenna broadcasting on-off for is now, basically you can see that the antennas are broadcasting because there's all these little waypoints on my screen. If you hit O, the broadcasting is off, so why am I still getting... You shouldn't be getting an antenna, unless that's for while you're in a ship or something. I don't really know. I thought I knew. Apparently I don't. Okay, so now I'm not Alright, well, oh, okay, hold on, I know what it is. What it is that these are set to nobody, I believe. So let's set... I like how I put a cockpit down and there's one over there. Antenna platform. Enable broadcasting. Okay, set owner to me. Alright, yeah, that's right, now that is blue. And it's still broadcasting. Okay, I don't really get what that's for then. They showcased it in the dev update video that it was basically a way to turn off the HUD, but I don't understand why it's not going away then. It does broadcast as far as other people can still see the signal and things like that, to my knowledge. You can't do remote control when your broadcasting is set to off. I do remember that from the video that the devs put out. But yeah, I don't really know why that's not going away, because I thought, unless I just misinterpreted it, I thought that on the video that the devs put out, when they hit the 0 key, it says broadcasting off, and then the actual waypoint goes away visually. Like, it's still broadcasting for other players and stuff, but like it doesn't show up, but it's not really doing anything on my screen. So I don't know if I have a setting set up wrong or if I'm just doing it wrong or misinterpreting what it was for. So anyways, I hope this was informative. Hope it helped everybody, all of you that watch my stuff. I know there was a few things that didn't quite work out the way I thought they were supposed to. If you have any issues or questions, definitely check out the devs changelog, because being, you know, the developers, it would be more accurate with the information. And you might find something that I misspoke about, which is highly possible. So anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.